Do you often sit down to create and have no idea where to start? You're not going to want to miss my tutorial that's coming up next. Hello beautiful artist, it's me Karen and welcome to my channel. If you want to keep up with all the beautiful tutorials and inspiration that I create on this channel, you want to hit the subscribe button right now so that you don't miss a thing. I'm creating today with Stencilgirl and Kiala Givehand's mixed media inspiration deck. These little cards are perfect for when you have no idea where to start and you just want something to jumpstart your creativity. So without further ado, we'll get straight onto the tutorial, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. So I'm working today in my altered book for this tutorial. I love to work in my altered book. It's the perfect thing to pull out when I'm just not too sure where I want to start. I just slap on some paint and I'm using my catalyst tool here. It's one of my favourite tools in my toolbox. I can just throw the paint down really quickly with this tool and it creates a really thin layer. Because I've already got the book text, I don't need to worry too much about breaking that blank page. It's already done for me. So using a colour like this bubblegum pink, it's really strong and I like to keep it in smaller sections. It gives me a perfect little pocket to add arc marks to, which you'll see that I do later on. So my first card, I've got create and add shapes from book pages, scrap papers and recycled shapes. So I pulled out here some little tissue confetti pieces that I've had in my stash for ages, and as I'm already working in the book text at the back, this card covered two things at once. So onto my next card, and it's adding paint through a stencil. So I'm using Loopy Ladders. This is the stencil that I have here. I really love this stencil. It's such a gorgeous pattern and design. So I'm just going to add in some different areas of texture using this stencil rather than using it over the whole page. And I'm working here with a gorgeous night blue colour. I really love to use the dark blue shade and it really gives a nice alternative to black and it really pops against my neon backgrounds. So adding in doodles now with a white paint pen. I love to use the Liquitex paint pens, they're one of my favourites. And I often don't bother messing around too much with making my art marks. I just use the tip of the pen to make the marks for me and I find that it works really, really well. I'm also using a couple of neon markers here from Edding, and I also have my good old Jelly Roll pens there. Just adding in some extra marks over the top of the stencils to just make them more of the part of the page. So I've added some white paint here just in the middle of my page so that I have more of a even surface for me to draw my little flower doodles here. I'm using a paint pen here and it is in dark blue and it is by Posca, and I really love to use this paint marker. It's a really nice one, it's smooth and it really runs very nicely across the page. So just make sure that when you're working with your paint markers that your paint is completely dry on the bottom, because that's what will clog up the nibs. I've lost more than a few pens to this, unfortunately. So there's nothing difficult or complex about adding in these little flower doodles. I've just kept with two different styles of flowers and I'm just going to work my way right across the page, filling in all of the areas where the white is. I've gone back and added in some leaf doodles, and I'm also going to colour in a few pieces of the background as well, just to give it a little more depth and make it stand out.